Well, here's the reason for our swing project. This one has been here for over 20 years, then a tree fell on it, so now it's time to build a new one. This one has a 3-post frame design instead of an A-frame. We decided to stick with the same style, but it's a lot cheaper to build an A-frame style. I bought 7 10-foot pieces of 2x4 at Lowe's and 3 6x6 8-foot posts for the frame. You can see are the most basic tools. You can find them at garage sales. I'm even using buckets as a workbench. I had to play with the measurements at first since I'm making it up as I go. I'll explain all the measurements later. I sanded all the saw marks as I went so I could avoid splinters or forgetting to do them when I'm all done. Now that I have all the long pieces I need, I see 2 are slightly longer, so now I'm going to adjust them to match the rest. Now all the boards seem to be exactly the same length. Not too bad for a cheap saw. Went with 5 boards across, a finger width apart. There's 4 boards on the back for the back support, and then I'm going to add 3 across to make it look a little bit better. Measurements for the base. The middle is 20 inches and the long is 54 inches. I used 4-inch exterior screws. I measured where the board should be and marked with a pen so it wouldn't get confused as it moves all over the place. Base of the swing is complete and everything was extremely simple. Before adding screws each step we make sure everything is lining up the way we planned, and the seat is 23 inches deep. I didn't drill any holes prior. I started using 3-inch exterior screws to prevent from going through the other side. Sometimes you have to move them around a little bit. Now for the top pieces. Make sure the armrests are all lined up before screwing in the last horizontal boards. The armrests are 14 inches tall and 30 inches long. The only complicated step to this swing would be making the indentation for a cup holder. If that's not a priority, then skip this step and we're almost done. I also added 2 boards underneath that are exposed several inches on each side to add an eye bolt to hang the swing from so I wouldn't damage the swing. Everything was done with 1 simple drill, 1 saw, and 1 drill bit for the holes for the eye bolts. I think the swing is already starting to look great for how simple it was. Half the cost for me was the chain and the 3 heavy posts. Going with lighter wood, a lighter chain, and building an A-frame would be a much cheaper option. It's just screwed together on the outside and steel brackets on the inside, and it's concreted in the ground at the bottom so it wouldn't move. I cut a 90-degree angle in the post with a chainsaw. Pretty easy step for me. hardest part was trying to find an 8-inch drill bit at the flea market to drill the holes for the top bolts and then put a nut at the top. I like the board underneath idea, and there's more room on the armrest without the chain hitting your arm, and I didn't want screws into the side of the swing. Now for the post. I built an L-shaped support similar to a leg or tripod idea, so it can't lean in either direction, and it's buried underground and it's screwed directly into the post. And then there's a concrete mix on top of it, so it really isn't going anywhere. Fairly large swing for 2 people, and it's extremely strong. Paint was a little time consuming, but I don't mind because I enjoy projects, and this paint color really stands out. I left the back of the armrests unscrewed to paint them, and once I was done, I screwed the armrest to the back of the vertical board in the back. The color really looks good, I think. I used the latex paint and stain mix. It was only $10 at Lowe's. The post really took a lot of paint in multiple coats. I let it dry for a day and I think it looks really great. It's very strong. It was a very easy project to do with one helper, which you don't really need. It can be built from anywhere from $100 to $200 depending on how heavy you go in the wood, chain, and it can be done in one weekend.